out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your hands.
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
Get out.
Please. Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me.
Get
Get your hands off me.
Back up.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Eric Moultrie here with Code Red Conversations. Thanks for joining me. If you appreciate content that helps you understand and breaks down police-related contacts and police uses of force in particular, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and that notification bell so you never miss out on any of my future content. Here's some of the known details. Now, before we step further, I think this incident took place a few months ago, November or December of last year. As of most recently, the last thing I heard was that one of the officers, the primary officer who pepper sprayed the lieutenant, he ended up getting terminated. Now, as you watch this video, I want you to comment down below whether you feel as if that termination was justified or not. I'll read some of the details and I'll offer my thoughts as we go along. 2 Virginia police officers have been sued for allegedly drawing their guns on a uniformed Army officer during a traffic stop and spraying him with the substance. Now, there's no allegation. As you see in the video, they did just that. U.S. Army Lieutenant Caron Nazario was driving December 5th, 2020 in his newly purchased Chevy Tahoe when 2 Windsor police officers, Joe Gutierrez and Daniel Crocker, pulled over Nazario while he was dressed in uniform, according to the lawsuit filed April 2nd. Now, whether he's in uniform or not is completely irrelevant to the facts of this case. The officer's body camera footage shows both exiting their patrol cars with guns drawn, while Second Lieutenant Caron Nazario had his hands held in the air outside the driver's side window as he told the armed officers, "I'm honestly afraid to get out." One of the officers told Nazario, "Yeah, you should be." According to one of the officers, the younger officer, I believe, in the scene, you can pretty much tell by his voice, not the heavyset officer. He said that he initially attempted to conduct a traffic stop on this lieutenant, and he didn't stop for an additional 1.5 miles. Now, for any reasonable and prepared officer, that would cause some red flags to definitely be elevated, to be raised, and would be a reason to be concerned, because if you're attempting to conduct a lawful traffic stop on a citizen and they choose not to stop, you would typically assume that there's something wrong, that maybe there's something they're trying to hide. Who knows? Maybe they're trying to stop somewhere where they can get some help, especially in the times that we're living in. But let's proceed.
Felony traffic stop.
Put your hands out the window! Put your hands out the window! Turn the vehicle off! Put your hands out the window!
I can't tell.
Put your hands out the window and turn.
Now you can see, I can't really see inside the vehicle just from the officer's perspective. And I know there are a lot of people trying to make this into a racial thing. No surprise there. But from what I see, and I'm not sure what the front window looks like, how tinted it is, and whether the officer was able to even make out his ethnicity. But another cause for concern with the officer is the fact that the window is pretty darkly tinted and they can't see what's going on.
Turn the vehicle off! Put your hands out the window!
He's not complying, sir. Come around your side.
Let me see your hands!
Now the officer is asking him repeatedly to get his hands out the window, turn the vehicle off. Dude was non-compliant, wasn't talking to him. That would be cause for concern for any officer. He gets his camera set up so he can film what's going on. Nothing wrong with that. But he looks pretty chill, looks pretty calm, doesn't look afraid, as was mentioned in the comment section. And maybe that's just his facial expressions. But something didn't seem right to me.
How many occupants are in the vehicle?
What's going on?
How many occupants are in your vehicle?
It's only myself. Why are your weapons drawn? What's going
Open
on?
the door slowly. Step out. Open the door.
I'm not getting out the vehicle. What's going on?
Get out the car. Open the door slowly and get out.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now!
Open the door. Get out the car.
Hold. Keep your hands outside the window.
Now they're asking him repeatedly to comply. Get out of the vehicle. Anyone who's listened to my channel, watched any of my videos, knows where I stand on the issue of compliance. When an officer gives you a verbal command, do what they say, and you minimize any problems. It's common sense. I know there are people out there who are telling you need to be afraid of the cops, but it doesn't bear out when those facts are actually examined. When you look at the number of police contacts or citizen contacts that the police make on a yearly basis, the way people act, they act as if the cops are running down the street, just gunning down every black and brown person that they can find. And that's just not even close to the case. That's not even close to what actually goes down. If you're stopped, comply. And the vast majority of police contacts go by on a daily basis and we never hear about them. I would say over 1 million contacts on a daily basis take place and you never hear about them. Why? Because the suspect complies or the officer is able to de-escalate the situation or take the person into custody without incident.
Keep your hands outside the
My
window.
hands are right here. What's going
Get
on?
out of the car now.
Get out of the car.
What's
Now!
going on?
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now.
I'm serving this country and this is how I'm treated.
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I don't know, babe.
That's
Get out of the car.
What's going
Get
on?
out of the car now.
What's going on?
What's going on? You're fixing to ride the light, son.
Now, I'll say this much. The lieutenant is asking the officer repeatedly, he's asking both of them repeatedly what's going on. Why is it so difficult for some officers just to say what's happening? I'm pulling you out of the vehicle because I stopped you a mile down the road, a mile and a half down the road, and you failed to comply. So I'm conducting a felony traffic stop or a high-risk traffic stop on you, or something along those lines. Or I'm pulling you out of the car. I need you to comply right now. And if he still continues not to listen, then you do what you have to do. But I think sometimes we get into a pissing contest or an ego contest as officers where we feel as if we don't have to tell anybody what's going on. I've always found that it goes a long way, not in every situation, but it can go a long way just by giving someone a little bit of information as to why you stopped them.
I'm sorry, what?
Get out of the car now.
What's going
Get out of the
on?
car now. Get out of the car.
Sir, just get out the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, dude,
ask
you
you
should be.
what's going on?
Get out.
What's
Get out.
going on? What
Get out
did
the
I
car.
Get out
do? I
now.
have not committed any crimes
You're doing something. A traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest.
for a ch-
Actually, if you didn't stop when lawfully pulled over by a police officer, you have committed a crime. It's obstructing.
You're being detained. Okay? You're being detained for
for a
obstructing justice.
traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Really?
Get your
Get
hands.
out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Get your hands off me.
Get out.
Please. Get your hands off me.
You know what?
Get your hands off me.
Stop.
Get your hands off me.
Back out there.
I didn't do it.
He's continuing to resist. The officer grabs him. He pulls away. And he thinks that his only violation is a traffic violation. But that's not the case. It's escalated further to him obstructing them from the lawful commission of their duties.
Anything. Don't do that.
Sir,
Get out of the car now.
Hey, sir.
Get out of the car now.
Don't do I'm trying to talk
Get out.
to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to
I'm
talk.
gonna get out.
Just
Get out of
relax.
my car.
Can you please
Get out.
relax? Can
Get
you
out.
please relax?
Get out of the car right now.
This
Now.
is not how you treat a vet. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're gonna treat me. I didn't do anything. Whoa, hold on. What's going on? Hold on.
He's holding the door. He's not letting them go. He's not letting them open the door. They've asked them repeatedly. I don't know how many times to get out of the car.
Watch it.
And for us, he's recording.
That pepper spray ain't no joke, by the way.
Get out of the car now!
That's fucked up. That's fucked
Get out of
up.
the car now!
Sir, just get out of the car.
I'm trying to breathe.
Get out of the car now!
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
Get out of the car and get on the ground now! Get a kid!
I don't even want to reach my seatbelt. Can you?
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car!
Can you please?
Get out of the car now! Listen! Take off your seatbelt and get out of the car!
Look, I'm just gonna please.
You're gonna do what you're told. Get out of the car!
Look,
Take your seatbelt off and get out.
look,
Take your seatbelt off.
look. My hands are out.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the
My
car.
hands are out.
Hold each other. Hold each other.
My hands are out. Please. Please, look. This is really messed up. My dog is in the back. My dog.
All this could have been avoided. All of this could have been avoided by simply getting out of the car when you were originally told to do so.
Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you, a specialist or where are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You can explain what you're going to have to eat. You can just comply. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Straight on the ground. Straight onto the ground. Man,
Is your commanding officer like
down. Let's go.
Is your commanding
Let's go.
officer available?
Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
Please talk to
Get
me
on the
about
ground
what's
now.
going on.
Get on the ground and you're getting sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Get on the
going
ground.
on?
Get on the ground now.
Can you please talk to me
Get on
about
the ground.
what's
Get on the
going
ground.
on?
Now, there was a lot of talk about those knee strikes. When you have a non-compliant suspect, I don't see anything excessive about what they did. Nothing whatsoever. I was a defensive tactics instructor. You have someone who's non-compliant. Again, they could have told him what was going on, but I don't think that would have changed his mind. But we can't tell. But I would have told him that. That might have been able to de-escalate. But he just did not want to listen.
Can you please talk to me about what's
Yes, sir.
going on?
Do not.
Can you please talk to me about what's going on?
He's still resisting.
Why am I being treated like this?
You're
Why?
not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Why am I being treated like this? This is really messed up. This is really messed up. Sir, well, just what this was. This is fucked up. Sir, this is fucked up. Sir, this is fucked up. You know this is fucked
Lay
up.
down. Lay on the ground. Just lay
You know
flat.
this is fucked
Lay
up.
flat.
Over, sir. You know this is fucked up.
Sir, lay flat. Lay flat.
This is fucked up. I can't fucking believe being treated like this. And I'm fucking
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Right there. Right there. What's that?
Let's go. What the fuck?
Let me tell y'all something. I don't know how many high risk or felony car stops where I stop people, black, white, brown, Asian, whatever. And they did everything that we asked them to do. And not one time did we ever have to shoot them. Now, I know it happens in other situations, but I've had people get out of their car terrified, screaming, crying, and we're giving them clear verbal commands to get out of the car, get on the ground. And some of them ended up being completely innocent. It might have been bad information we received as far as who the suspect vehicle was, or that the person had their vehicle initially stolen, but they got it back and they never returned it, and they never called the police department to let us know that they got their vehicle back so we can take it off the record that it's currently stolen. Almost everyone who stopped by the police is afraid for different reasons. Some people are afraid because they don't want to go to jail and they know they're guilty. Other people are fearful because they've been listening to the media and they believe everything that they've been told. Some of them might be afraid because they are completely justified because of the way maybe they've been treated in the past by a bad cop. This whole situation could have been most likely done, especially if it was a simple traffic violation. It's insane.
Get on the ground.
Let's go.
Sir, can you just work with us?
Can I?
Just work with us. Lay down flat. Hold on. Lay down flat. Lay down flat.
Sir,
It's
lay down on my
really fucked
face.
up.
He's still not listening.
Fucked up.
Lay down and you're gonna get tased.
Fucked up. This
All right,
is
now
fucked up.
put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
This is fucked up.
You can think something is effed up all you want, but it still doesn't mean that you do what you want to do. He's lucky things didn't get escalated further the way he was resisting and being non-compliant. He's lucky he didn't get tased. He's lucky he didn't get knee strikes to the ribs or something along those lines. I feel no sympathy for this man. None, honestly.
This is fucked up.
I agree. All you have to do is listen.
All right. Hang on, three. One custody.
All that effort.
Can you open up the window for my dog? I am choking. Can you open up the window, please?
Yes.
Stand
Yes,
up.
we will.
Stand up, okay? This is fucked up.
Is there any weapons on you, sir?
No.
Okay. Any weapons in the vehicle?
Yes.
What kind? Where and there?
What kind of dog you got?
He's a mix. He's a service animal.
They roll down the window for the dog.
Why did you just go
Yeah,
down?
I'm sorry.
No, you weren't. You were not. My partner put his blue lights on.
Yes.
You didn't stop.
I was pulling over to a well-lit area for my safety and yours. I have respect for law enforcement.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No. Wrong answer, sir. If you did, we would not be in this situation right now. All
Can I
right?
get some water, please?
Absolutely. Sit right on this curb right here. Back, turn around.
Come sit on the curb.
Walk backwards. Walk backwards.
Now, throughout the rest of this video, I'm going to move forward just for the sake of time. The fully extended version of it, that's what I have, is available on Police Activity on their YouTube channel. So I'm going to move the video forward. But as far as any harsh physical contact or harsh treatment, it's all gone. It's over. He's been taken into custody and the officers bring things down. I don't understand personally why this officer was fired.
All right, so it's going to make it worse when we do it.
Yeah, it's gonna react and make it work.
They're
They're right here.
here.
Where's the man?
They're here.
Dude asked for water. One of the officers went inside, got him some water. Once again, the medics are here. I'm just going to skim forward. Actually, I want to bring it to the very end, the final conversation here between the younger officer and the lieutenant.
All right, Mr. Nazario. So, let's go all the way back to square one, okay? I turned around on you at Food Line. I actually came out of Cost Plus, and I came up behind you.
I saw you before you turned.
And you had no tags displayed. I see it, but per the law, it has to be in the license plate bracket. I understand it's paper, and I understand why it's there.
Yes.
But at that time, I didn't know that you had a vehicle registration until I approached your car. And at that point, I was too busy dealing with you to deal with the tag. You need to wipe your eyes? Okay. So, look, all this was going to be was, hey, man, I stopped you. You didn't have a tag. You got your driver's license. I'd have ran you, and you'd have been on your way. Okay? Well, would have been a 2-minute traffic stop turned into all this.
Exactly.
As I was telling him, I've pulled over to well-lit areas before, and I've never looked out the window and saw a gun blazing immediately.
So the reason we did that is because we followed you for 1.5 miles with lights and sirens on, and you didn't pull over. I understand you want to get to a low-lit area.
Now, if that's true, the lights and sirens for over a mile, and you do not pull over, that would give any officer the impression that you just simply do not want to comply. It's pretty simple.
A well-lit area, I get that. But when we follow you that long, look at the climate this day, and against everybody, against us, against y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not out to hurt you, and I know you don't want to hurt me. That's not what it's about. What it's about is making sure that everybody goes home at the end of the day. So when you don't stop and you continue to proceed, our suspicions are raised. What's going on in the car? What don't he want us to see?
Right.
So you pull into here, and if you would have just complied with the simple commands that we were giving you originally, it would have been done and over with. And you would have got back on your car and you'd be gone by now. But you wouldn't get out the car. You wouldn't comply.
It just looking out the mirror and seeing your guns out already. That's why I was asking, like, what's going on? I was just.
I don't know what his MOS is or his job title as far as being lieutenant, but you would think that he would know better as far as, like the one officer said, as far as listening to orders. That's something that's drilled in your head from day one in the military. You listen to those in charge. Well, some members of the community will see this and they'll only be able to relate to the citizen, and they'll never even consider the point of view of the officer, which is very unfortunate. And if you're one of those people who were not a fan, or let's go even further, who really dislikes cops, see if you can get yourself a ride along. Do a couple of them, especially on the bad sides of town, so you understand what it is that officers face. You'll get a snippet of what they deal with.
And not to mention, you have this. I know you weren't reaching, but not to mention, you had a gun at your right leg. You get our perspective though on the safety issue for us as well. You get that?
Yeah, I do. And that's why I put my hands out. I was asking, what?
And when you put your hands out, they were like this outside the window. How do we know nothing's in your hands? And I was telling you, stick your hands out, stick your hands out, stick your hands out. And I was having you step out. You wouldn't do any of it. You following what I'm saying?
He's nodding his head. He understands.
So this can go one or two ways, okay? I don't want to hear you up. I'm going to be straight up with you. You're a good man. You made lieutenant in the Army. How hard was that? That wasn't an easy task, was it?
No, it wasn't.
And what would this do to your career?
It would hurt you. And I'm in the middle of getting promoted right now anyway, so yeah.
So they basically decide that they're going to go their separate ways, that they're going to not press any charges to officers. But he's currently trying to sue them for, I think, like $1 million or something along those lines. And he'll probably get it, depending on, and he's in Virginia, and we know what that governor and that place is. And so he'll probably end up getting it. He's a veteran too. So, and for some out there, it looks really bad on the side of the police. But again, I can't be sympathetic to the lieutenant here. But he escalated this by his refusal to do what he was being told to do. But I want to know what you guys think on this video. Do you think the officers were in the right? Or do you side with the lieutenant? If so, I'd love for you to comment down below and explain why, so we can engage in a good discussion on this topic. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, stay safe, God bless, and make sure you join the conversation.